Hello everybody, it's Cape Rugby TV. As you know, it's Wednesday night and we say that every Wednesday night when we bring you the very best of rugby in and around Western Province Rugby, Cape Town. Pretty chilly at the moment, but so far we've been quite lucky. In fact, for every game that we filmed this weekend, there's been absolutely no rain. Once again, a kind thanks to Hisense, who has come on board as the official technical partner to Cape Rugby TV. Nice to have the guys on board. One of the reasons why we've got these beautiful graphics behind us and of course showcasing the various clubs that we've got in Western Province. So don't forget to bring us those nice photographs of some of your teams. You can see some of the guys there behind me right now. We'll of course be putting some graphics on the screen of your jerseys as well. On the show with me tonight from Kells River, Donny Isaacs. Hello Donny.
JP, good evening. It's nice to be back. It's been a while.
Fantastic to have you back. Long overdue. You've been missing for like a month.
About a month and a half, travelling the country, but glad to be back home in Cape Town.
The logs haven't been the same without you, my man. Lyndon, Julius, all the way from Gustro. How are you, man?
Hey, thanks for having me. Good evening, JP. Thanks for having me back, and it's good to be back with Donny as well.
Yeah, great stuff. I see you guys are all dressed in your Cape Rugby TV kit this evening. Very fancy, very
yeah.
fancy.
They don't allow us in here without them anymore, so I guess we gotta
Shows going to a whole new level. The panels now all dressed up.
TVs.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, listen, it was a fantastic game over the weekend. Kells River up against Milnerton. I think we chose the right game, and it was always going to be a derby match. Tonight we split the highlights into two, the first half and the second half, because that's pretty much, well, in fact, it was a game of three halves, I'd almost say. Let's catch up now with some of the highlights from Kells River against Milnerton.
Looking forward to it. Almost the top of the log dash. It's perfect conditions.
It's a great game. It's very tight. The momentum is with Milton at the moment. There's about 10 minutes to go, so hopefully we can pull it through. Great game of rugby, so let's see what happens.
Right, folks, that's the first half of the Kells River Milnerton game so far. Donny, at this stage of the game, Kells River was up and things were looking good.
JP, we started off the game on a very high note, very fast from the kickoff. I think we were 19-0 up at one stage, and it looked very good. And Milnerton just sort of clawed their way back gradually, and we made a few vital errors here and there, and you know, they capitalized on that, yeah.
Yeah, so let's see what happens there in the second half and talk about this fact that Milnerton sort of clawed their way back into the game, because in the first half, Kells River boys were up, and things took a turn for the worse for Kells River in the first. As I said, there's still three parts to this. In the first half of the second half, let's catch the second half.
Yeah, what an awesome game. Nice, good flow in it. Penalty count was quite low, which is quite nice, and the guys wanted to run. And yeah, the scoreboard says it all. It's just quite a nice high-scoring game. So I think the team with the ball in hand was definitely the most dangerous.
Classic game. Donny, okay, right, let's take a look at the second half there. You were up in the first half. In the beginning of the second half, you threw it away, really. Although Milton also upped their game, you can see there were a couple of couple of lucky ball bounces there, and then Keller managed to pull it back together.
JP has bounced the ball, but we've also made some crucial errors in the second half in particular, in that we want to run the ball from our own 22, which is really not on if you're under pressure, get rid of the ball. I do understand the boys maybe back their abilities, but at the end of the day, 2 soft tries, that should not have happened.
Lyndon, your thoughts if you look at the game?
Yeah, it definitely looks like it was quite, it went back and forth. But as Donny said, and on this level, you can't really, top of the table or clubs that are tied for promotion or for the league title, you can't really make mistakes like that. And it's basics, you don't run from your own goal.
Still quite a lot of points on the board, though.
It was.
I mean, we're close on 80, more than 80 points. Yeah,
Absolutely.
80 points, 78 points.
And if you look at the try that was disallowed, so it would have been almost,
Just over 80 points. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, folks, losing captain and coach, of course, from Union Mill, Eddie Turon and Ishmael Dolly. Folks, incredible game today. Of course, Milnerton, Kells River. With me is the captain of Milnerton, Eddie Turon. Eddie, it was a game of, definitely, I know this sounds a bit cliche, a game of 2 halves. You were behind and you were up and you really, then you drew. It was really an upside down but tough game.
Yeah, look, Kells River definitely on the attack. They're a dangerous side. We knew if we play out structures, it's going to be a different game. And I thought we brought the game to them, but if you miss that much first-time tackles, you're just not going to win the game.
Was that what it came down to, small mistakes?
Yeah, I think we just spoke there, and I think in the first 15, 20 minutes we were a bit shell-shocked. And I don't know why we knew what to expect. But it comes down to first-time tackling, and that's down to the individual.
Going into the second half, you guys were behind at half-time. And then the team seemed to get quite a lot of confidence. What was said during the half-time?
Yeah, look, I think we just tried to play Kells River game. We tried to throw the ball around, and once we played our structures, that's been working for us all season, it went for us. And I think we just got to stick to that and not try to play someone else's game.
Eddie, good stuff. Thanks. As always, fantastic rugby.
Thank you.
Right, folks, no stranger to Cape Rugby TV. We'll probably have him on in the weekend. It'll probably be funny now that I'm interviewing him. He'll probably be sitting next to me in the studio coming up. Ish, heck of a game. It could have gone anyway.
Yeah, I mean, 80 points scored in one game. I think a lot of credit has go to firstly both teams for playing a very attractive attacking style. For the referee for allowing the game to flow. I mean, not often you get a referee that allows the game to flow like that. So credit must go to both sides. Obviously, defense from both sides was poor. But on the whole, I think the people got the run for their money.
Half-time, what did you say to the guys? Because you guys were behind. And then coming out of the half, it looked like the team lifted everything to another level.
I think we were a bit shell-shocked that first 15 minutes of the game. But credit must go to our character. We fought back quite well. And as soon as we were level up with him, Donny stopped announcing the scores on the mic.
Yeah, Donny Isaacs went a little bit quiet there at about 20 minutes before the end of the game, which is quite unusual.
Unusual. I mean, usually you hear him non-stop, but luckily they pulled this one through.
Well, we've got Donny on the show with us this evening, so I know we're going to hear all about it. The Keller boys are very happy. But Ish, from you guys, what was A.D. Jacobs saying to you during the game?
No, I just think we needed to stick to our structures. Kells River, they thrive on loose ball and like to play sort of 7-style type of game, and which meant that they're very spread across the field. And if we kept it up front with our pods, we were sure to break them down. And unfortunately, our defense and our tackling wasn't up to standard.
Hard luck, Ish. Great game.
Thank you.
Here we go. All right, Ishmael Dolly there, and of course Eddie Turon talking about the fact that things didn't go too well there. But Ishmael Dolly's got no stress. He takes it all in his stride, and he knows they're going to be in the top 3 in Super League B, and
Possibly Super League A.
keeps his players happy. I mean, Lyndon, that's what all they want.
Yeah, and also to walk away from Kells River with 2 log points, given the Kells River track record that we had this season, it's a pretty good. I think that's why why Ish is so happy.
Yeah, I think it's also the
So
man.
yeah.
It's the man we've got, So he's Donny.
JP, and they're a very well coached side. It's I looked at. The inside centre, for example, broke the line on numerous occasions, and their all-round play is just generally very good.
And the one try also we picked up. I mean, the ball is running on, and you only see this at the national level where the player runs on, and he picks up the ball.
McAllister,
yes.
Yes.
Where he picks up the ball in while running, and I mean that is you expect him to knock on because but he picks it up, so the handling is good.
Absolutely.
Couldn't expect more. It was a fantastic game between two clubs, and of course, credit went to Cape Albertine and Earl Johnson, the captain and coaches of Kuilsriver. They had a fantastic game on the day. Right, folks, here we go. It's the winning captain from Kuilsriver, Earl Johnson. Earl, julle is seker baie happy met die result.
Ja, JP, ons is baie gelukkig met die uitkoms van die wedstryd. Dit het net 'n bietjie swaar gegaan, bietjie swaar op onsself gemaak. Unimol is 'n baie goeie span. Dit was baie swaar teen hulle want hulle wou baie graag wen, so hulle dinge net swaarder gemaak vir ons op die einde van die dag.
Ons het nou net daaroor gepraat met albei die coaches en die captains. Wat het jy vir die ouens by die halftime gesê?
Wel, ek sê dit was 'n bietjie harde woorde geweest. Ons wou nie die ene verloor nie. En 'n bietjie harde woorde het deurgekom deur vir die ouens te sê ons moet aanhou veg want die ouens gaan nooit ophou speel nie. Die ouens gaan aanhou kom vir ons, so ons moet harder werk, harder terug veg om die wedstryd te wen.
Nou luister, ek kan nie meer sê nie, jy het nou alles gesê. Maar congratulations. Dis hoe 'n wenspan wen.
Baie dankie JP. Ek wil net aan almal sê Kuilsrivier ondersteuners, baie dankie aan een en elk van julle. Baie dankie.
Great fans.
Thanks.
Folks, with me now, the winning coach of the day at Milnerton up against Kuilsriver. Kuilsriver with home ground advantage. Caper, you must be thrilled with this win because halfway during the game there I came to speak to you, as we saw during the highlights, and you said the guys have to pull up their socks.
Yeah, we nearly threw it away, huh? Home ground, yes, definitely. But underfoot, maybe not as suited for us. But I'm happy. You can never be sad about a win. You must always take whatever comes your way. And we'll take it. Doesn't matter if it's ugly or pretty. A win is a win and 5 points in the bank.
What was going through your mind there? What did you say to the players? Because, you guys were up at halftime and you could easily have become overconfident. And, in that next 20 minutes in going to the second half, it looked like you were throwing the game away.
I think we lost our structures a bit. As I told you, I think we are busy throwing it away at the moment.
Yeah.
And for a big part of the second half, we were trying our best to give the game to Milnerton. But luckily the guys got to their guns and they stuck to our structures again and started playing the rugby we want to play.
And why would you say that is? Is it from maybe the captain on the field, from good coaching? They started remembering maybe what it is that they needed?
I think there's a term called muscle memory, and I think as soon as the captain maybe knuckled down a bit and got a bit aggro in his speeches underneath the post, a big credit must go to him. And then I think the guys just started settling down again and started playing our game again. Remember, the pressure you put on yourself is something you create yourself, and they must overcome that also.
The fans have been absolutely incredible today. You had a chock-a-block house. Your seats look beautiful. How much of a role did it play today for the players on the park having such loyal supporters?
Immense. That's why I asked my guys to do the lap and thank the crowd, because if you think back, the last 15 minutes the singing started and the guys started and the supporters started feeling, but we might get back, and surely it got us back in the game.
Well, there you go. Those are your fans right there. Those are your numbers, the 16th man, as they call them.
Yeah.
And they're absolutely thrilled. Caper, we're going to leave it at that. Congratulations, you are the winning coach today. Well done.
Thank you very much, Jake.
Here we go. Caper Albertine and, of course, Earl Johnson. Earl Johnson leading from the front, Lyndon?
Yeah, definitely. I know Earl's been in club rugby. He's been at a few top clubs prior to Kuilsriver. And he's definitely leading from the front. It's actually shocking to see that, where he's trying to run from his 22, back in himself. That's how Earl plays. It works, It doesn't work, but he makes up for that with all his drive.
Donny, there was a little moment there that Caper was a little bit nervous.
Absolutely. And like you said, we were trying to play a bit high-risk rugby at stages. Yeah. And look, the guys have got the ability, but you need to pace yourself when it comes to a high-profile game like this.
Let me ask you, Donny, how nervous were you, though, 10 minutes from
Well, you heard me. She said I went quiet. That's actually the time I went to the bathroom. But yes, I was worried because I saw it kind of slipping away. But
and he came back. Yeah.
All right, folks, we're going to take an ad break, and when we come back from the break, we're going to catch up with the man of the match. It was, of course, the Evox Advanced Nutrition man of the match. And just once again, thanks to our supporters and sponsors here at Cape Rugby TV and Thanks to Hisense, who has come on board as our technical partner, Umzali. Belleville Glass, who clearly are the team behind the team at Kels River. And CTC Sports, remember you can get your shorts, your rugby jerseys and everything you need kit-wise from CTC Sports. So those are our kind supporters here at Cape Rugby TV. We'll take an ad break, and when we come back we'll catch up with Ronaldo Conradi. Cape Rugby TV it is. Right folks, as we do every Saturday, we give a man of the match the Evox Advanced Nutrition Prize, and of course this week we gave away a rapid recovery, the kind of product that you need to have to make sure that you recover on time before you have your next practice session or your gym session. The man of the match was, of course, Ronaldo Conradi. Now, folks, take a close look, because sometimes the post-match interviews, they don't always go as planned. And from time to time, I have to put either my foot on a player's studs, or I've got to grab him by the neck and pull him back up. This is going to be a good man of the match interview. Check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ronaldo Conradi. All right. Ronaldo Conradi, you are today's Evox Advanced Nutrition Man of the Match. Ronaldo, congratulations. You win for yourself 100% whey protein. Congratulations. It was a fantastic game, buddy. It wasn't minutes into that first half that we saw you bolting down the side of the line here. I think you put a number of points on the board today. How are you feeling?
Hi.
Jy kan maar kyk vir die mense daar bo.
Ik voel baie blij die eindelijke dingen zien. Ik heb nog die hele jaar heb ik nog hier ordentelijke game gespeeld. So die ene gaan uit van mijn coach Kuiper. Die is de een wat ik voor coach gespeeld heb.
Ek gaan jou net so.
Sorry. Jammer baby.
Ek moet jou so stryd hou. Die microfoon is alright.
Die microfoon is een beetje laag. Daar is ook komen kan hij een beetje oplig.
Nou sê my, hoe voel jy nou? Waar is die fans? Is al die fans van jou nou hier?
Ik denk zo al die fans zien, want het is nog keile liefde en allemaal is keile liefde.
Is dit keile liefde, mense?
Ja, definitief.
Daar's hulle nou. Luister, sê gou vir ons bietjie hoe was dit in die middel van die game? Dat dit bietjie tens gelyk daar vir 'n rukkie.
Ja, in die middel van die game ek het 'n bietjie moeg geraak. Ek sê hier nie, want ek het nie so voorgeoefen soos ek het my goed voorberei vir die game en ek het geweet as 'n grootte en ek het dit gevoel ek skaal die team in, want ek is een van die finishers en hulle het 'n verwagte game van my af, so ek het besluit hierdie meer as 'n perfect game om te speel.
Jy het vir incredible speed daarso. Daar was daar moments in die game wat jy geweet het jy moet nou net gas gee en as jy dan kan jy die ouens om die backs beat.
Ja, ek het geweet, maar ek het 'n goeie opponent gespeel, Jaco. Ek het altyd hom gespeel voorheen by Goodwood. So ek weet ook wat in hom steek, so hy het 'n bietjie die beste uit my toe gebring en dis ook maar net 'n bietjie opgedaag het vir die game.
Het is fantastisch dat jij zo zegt, dat jij zo praat, dat de andere speler die beste uit de andere speler kan brengen. Dat is fantastisch. Dat is zeker wat Club Rugby lekker maakt. Is het lekker hier zo om samen met die jongens te spelen?
Ja, dat is lekker. Ik heb met junior rugby gespeeld. Ik heb een beetje weggegaan. Ik heb weer teruggekeerd. En dat is mijn huis die. En ik zal altijd die blij schelen liefde zijn.
Ronaldo, congratulations man. Jij is die Evox Man of the Match. Vandaar zo, wijs voor die mensen jouw supplement. Dat is een trofee daar. En ons gaan zien dat jij nog baie gas gaan geven. Dank je.
Ik hoop zo en dank je JP.
Here we go, folks. Ronaldo Conradi, Evox Advanced Nutrition Man of the Match today. First time on camera, but having a lot of fun. And about 30 seconds into it, he's a natural. All right, Cape Rugby TV brings you the very best, and I think that must be our best Man of the Match interview.
That is by far, and I think that tips Daniel Clark's interview at the beginning of the season where he had to sort of do on-screen training while the guys are doing the interview. You know, I think Ronaldo won't forget that interview.
Great player, Donny.
JP, absolute brilliant player. Like I said earlier on, he's a big boy and he's very quick. You know, and he's off the ball running as well. You'd have seen his second try. It was a good off the ball running, moved onto the inside and he scored the try. And he's a very intelligent player.
No, that's fantastic, right, folks? Of course, we also managed to catch up with Grant Albertine. Now, those of you that haven't met Grant, he's one of the original stalwarts of social media behind the world of club rugby. Shares every weekend. He shares the posts, similar to Lyndon over here and some of the other guys. But Grant is a real club rugby guy at heart and makes the effort to capture all the other club scores and then share them on social media. And we took the opportunity to catch up with Grant at the start of the game. Right, folks, we're here, of course, at Kuilsriver today. A massive game, Kuilsriver against Milnerton. And with me is Grant Albertine, stalwart of Western Province Club Rugby. Grant, great game today.
Very exciting, JP. End-to-end stuff. At the end, it could have actually gone either way. We're just glad to get the 5 points and just move on, keep on going.
There was a time during the game that Oaks were talking about the field being a little bit wet. Do you think that they had a bit of impact?
Yeah, I think 3 of the tries, actually, our guys rushed up on this wet field and underfoot is slippery and
Yeah.
it cost us 3 tries. But all credit to Milnerton, they came out to play, so it was a good game to watch for the crowd.
You were quite active on social media, as you always are. A couple of interesting results there today. See, Mighties took a win over Hamiltons. Vix took a win over Solarians.
Wow.
And Collegians took a win over Peniel, which is also a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one. I think that's an upset. That's a good one for Collegians. And another big result is Belleville winning, Brackenfell winning Belleville at Belleville. So the third place for Super League B is really hotting up now. Unimil is actually under pressure after this last year. So exciting stuff.
Grant, thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you very much, JP.
All right, folks, of course, Grant Albertine there. Nice to talk to him. And as you hear, he's a true club rugby man at heart. Him and Anslin April, Lyndon Julius, Charlton Jacobs. We actually mentioned Charlton last week. In fact, we were hoping to get a Hands and Hearts jersey out here this weekend, at least on the show today. That's a big game. We're going to still take a look to see which game we're going to this weekend. But Hands and Hearts have got a monster game this weekend, I think, against Collegian. So that's going to be a big one. We'll take an ad break. And then, of course, we salute Club Rugby. Salute. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. Cape Rugby TV. Right, remember you can find us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. We want your photographs and we want your jerseys, so we can take pictures of your jerseys and I'll put them up on the screen. You see the player moving behind me on these beautiful Ultra HD high-sense TVs. We're going to put the jerseys float and move around. But already we've got some nice quality photographs from some of the matches we've attended, and we were making sure that those teams that have made the effort to bring their jerseys are getting the exposure they want. Remember, that's what it's all about, is the more exposure we can get for you and your club, the more opportunity you'll have to secure a sponsor at your club. And I think today your jersey is probably your prized commodity. In fact, your jersey is what's going to help you secure a sponsor today more than anything else, more than your home ground activity. Why? Because the simple fact that we can get your jersey, we can put it on TV, and then you can go out there to look for a sponsor and tell the sponsor, if you sponsor our team, your logo will be on our team jersey and your team jersey is going to be on TV. And Cape Town TV currently sitting around the 3 million viewer mark. So you'll be happy to know that anybody who sponsors Club Rugby in the communities out there, as Umzali behind me, for example, does, will certainly be getting a good return on their investment. So once again, big thank you to Hisense for coming on board as a technical partner to Cape Rugby TV. All right, folks, as we said, we salute Hisense, Belleville Glass, Evox Advanced Nutrition, CTC Sports, and Umzali. Now the question is, how do you salute? Donny, show me your salute, please. Can we see your salute, my bro?
I suppose it's something like that, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's not bad. Lyndon?
Yeah, I'll do the censored version one as well. Yeah.
There's
another one.
Okay,
There's
all
a-
right. Now at Kuilsriver,
Let's do this. Yeah.
at Kuilsriver they do the salute a whole different way.
Yeah, no, I
they
can
do it. They
imagine.
do it like this.
Oh, the
All
sun.
right. Okay, folks. Let's take a look at the salute side of Kala boys. Bye said.
That's Doeksaag.
100%.
Open your eyes, stop. I'm a Kaila boy and I will stay a Kaila boy for life.
Yeah. yeah. All right, we were fine there, Donny. You got it?
Yeah.
Is the studio lights again? Lyndon?
Yeah.
Studio lights are getting you there? All right.
Bro, I like the last salute or the last one. I
must
think
say
he
the
must,
last-
the last
the
one, he must have memo for that one.
Tontis on the side of the field, he'll be extremely happy with the fact that he's made it onto Cape Rugby TV.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, a good club guy. He's the 13 captain, and he really puts in a lot of hard work, you know. So.
But Donny, I mean, if we looked at some of the people there on the side of the field, Johan.
Yes.
He's been at Kelsdorp for years. I saw him running off the field after when we came onto the park for the first team game. He was running off for the seconds.
Yes. Let me tell you, he made a bit of history on Saturday. He's the oldest player to score a try in any game at Kelsdorp because he scored in just before full time in the second team. So another milestone for him.
Okay, folks, let's take a look now at the other team results. Let's take a look at Super League A. Belhar going down to UCT 35 points to 21. Durbell, a monster score over St George's 81-10. Falls Bay 68 over Primrose. Hamilton's 24-47 loss for them against Stellenbosch. Tygerberg beating Helderberg. Well, in fact, that game was called off. So Tygerberg take all the points. Vix 32-20 over Solarians. And Villagers 41-45 loss for them against UWC. All right, let's look at some of the games here. Lyndon, Belhar, UCT. That was a close game, and it looked like Belhar could nearly have. It's a 4-point difference.
Yeah, it was pretty close up until that first portion of the second half.
Yeah.
31-35. I think Belhar definitely with that score. I think I read Mark Willard. He put up a post on Facebook, saying that they really could have taken it. They believed in themselves. They backed themselves, and I think that score is a really good score for Belhar.
All right, what happened to St George's? What went wrong for you guys? 81-10. I thought everybody said you guys were going to win this one.
With everybody, please send them to me. No, I think Durbell, they lost last week to Marty's, that hammering that they got at Marty's, and it just came out, you know. It was 19-0 in the first 10 minutes. So I mean, they sent out a very strong message. Halftime score was at 43-0, I think, and then we
and you bounced back. And you got your 10 points.
Yeah,
All right, let's move straight along. Then False Bay, of course, beating Primrose. Hamilton's going down to Stellenbosch. A few people last week on the panel said that this was a 50-50 game.
Yeah.
But Marty's, Donny showing their strength. Their class comes out.
In fact, it was called last week that Marty's will take this. You would have expected Hamilton's to put up a much bigger fight, I think. But yeah, the Marty's, they came from a break, and obviously these guys, they're hungry to play.
All right, and then of course it was Helderberg forfeiting that game. We're not really sure why the game was forfeit. But the other team, Lyndon, they will be deeply disappointed in their results, not only over the weekend, but probably in a couple of other results as well as Solarians losing to Vix.
Yeah, they came pretty close. I think there was about Victorian scored 2 tries in the last 10 to 7 minutes. I think the Solarians really backed themselves to win that towards the end, and it was close.
Yeah.
I think it really, same with like the Village and the UWC fixture as well. Villager came back, and then there was a yellow card on the UWC side with 5-10 minutes to go, or 5-7 minutes to go. And I think Villager would also be kicking themselves that they didn't pull that one out of the bag.
100%. Let's take a look now at the results in Super League B. And Belleville, of course, going down to Brackenfell, 31-24. Collegians, 37-20 over Peniel Villagers. Kales River, 41-34 win over Union Mull, as you saw earlier on the highlights. Hands and Hearts, 21-17 over Macassar. NNK, 29-14 over Wraithby. And Violets beating Franschhoek United. Right, Donny, any in the Super League B there, considering that you guys are playing the same league, anything that jumps out for you of interest, or have some of these games sort of so to speak?
JP, absolutely. I was very surprised with the Brackenfell Belleville game. I would have thought that Belleville would have been a bit too strong for Brackenfell because they played at Belleville, and that is a very good result for Brackenfell. Taking into consideration just the week before they went down to Kilsriver, 29 points to 3. So.
Yeah. All right, let's move to Super League C now. Masiphumelele going down to Goodwood. Good result for Goodwood. Masiphumelele maybe losing their rhythm just a little bit. They've been unbeaten for a number of years, and Goodwood show their strengths. Scottsdene Central, 27-19 over Blue Jets. A good win for Scottsdene. Silverleaf, 12-8 over Langa. Stellenbosch Coronations going down to Kraaifontein. They would have wanted a better result than that. They have been playing better rugby. Kraaifontein may be hitting some of their straps at the moment. Strand United going down to Strand. Young Stars 43-13 over Silvertree. Bit of a derby match there, Lyndon.
Yeah, I think, and also with Strand Pioneers also being off on the weekend. I think Strand United and the Strand, that fixture was well attended by some of the local club rugby, and I think Strand really pushed out. United really had a very young side, but all credit goes to Strand. I mean, the Sevens tournament that they played at Bella a couple of weeks back, so they really are doing good.
All right, let's look now at the top 9 in the Promotions League. Of course, this is the top 3 teams that will be going up. All Saints and Busy Bees. It was a win for Busy Bees. Caledonian Roses drawing with Lagunya 3-3. That must have been a tight game. Kylemore 22-15 over Eersterivier, and then Rocklands losing by just 1 point to Van der Stel. They'll be bitterly disappointed, but Van der Stel will be happy that they are back to their winning ways, so to speak. In the City League's top 8 then, Perseverance going on Tech 53-12, Western Zebras 39-5 over Manenberg Rangers, Young Ideas beating Temperance Cities 32-27. Right, Southern League top 8 results: Titans 37 points to 5 over Richmond Rangers, Young Brothers 23-0 over Bishop Lavis, and then Young Wesley's beating Peninsula 15 points to 7. In the Northern League, it was a sad loss for Atlantis against Whistling Wheels, but a happy day for Whistling Wheels 49-30, and then Blue Stars United 19-18 over Blakes, and Kailicha 36 points to 7 over Delft. Right, folks, we're going to take an ad break, and when we come back from the ad break, it's time for Donny's Logs. Back in a sec. Of course, it's time now for Donny's Logs. Once again, big thanks to Hisense for coming aboard as a technical supplier to Cape Rugby TV. Donny, we've been missing you and Donny's Logs. All right, now you've had a time to study these logs. Let's first take a look at Super League A. Guide us through it.
JP, yes, thanks. If you look at the logs, Super League A, at the moment we've got Hamilton sitting on top with 50 points, followed by the Marties at 41. UCT, False Bay, and Tygerberg at number 5 with 30 points. And at the bottom of the Super A log, we've got UWC, St. George's, and Helderberg with 1 point.
All right, so your gut feel, I mean, you and Lyndon were talking about this, these top 4 teams and the permutations that came out of that. Listening to this conversation, you guys were saying that, I mean, it was interesting. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys to explain it, but it was really now between False Bay, UCT, Stellenbosch, and Hammies, Donny?
JP, absolutely. If you look at the points, once again they're closely grouped. And what it basically means is that a team like Hamilton's, they will really have to win all their games to win this competition. If they slip up, they might be compromised. Marty's is also very strongly poised, as well as UCT and False Bay. So those top 4 potentially can still come and win the competition.
Yeah, but if Marty's have got 4 games left and they're on 41 points, so if they pick up 5 games left, so if they pick up bonus points going into the last 5 games, they will end up on 66.
Correct, 66,
and then no one will catch them. So mathematically, Marty's hold the only sort of ace up their sleeve. The Hamiltons will have to wait for Marty's to slip up, and then if Hamiltons and Marty's slip up, UCT and False Bay are very close behind. I think False Bay will be surprised at this permutation, and they probably have been studying this at some point.
For sure.
But they've got 5 games left. They will end up on 62.
Correct.
If Hamilton's, Marty's, and UCT slip up in any of the last remaining fixtures, False Bay will take it. If False Bay pick up 5 points from the last 5 games.
Tony, so it was obviously a crucial game, the Hamilton's Marty's game.
Absolutely. And I think if you look at the upcoming fixtures for Hammies, they've got 2 tough encounters. They've got UCT coming up later this month and potentially Tygerberg.
Yeah. All right, folks. Let's Donny take us through Super League B.
Right, JP, thanks. If you look at Super League B, we've got Kelsever topping the table with 48 points, followed closely by NNK, Milnerton on the 3rd position with 38 points, and obviously Brackenfell with 36. And at the bottom of that log, we've got Franschhoek United, Macassar, and Rangers.
All right, so you obviously know this log inside out, considering that it's your squad is in there. It's an easy one to assess at the top because all teams have played 10 games.
Yes, JP, there's three fixtures that's going to have a crucial impact on Super League B, and it's Kelsever, NNK, and Milnerton. And the games that's coming up for Kelsever is NNK and Peniel.
Yeah.
That's going to be crucial games.
Yeah.
For NNK, it's going to be Peniel and Kelsever because NNK's got Peniel away on Saturday, and we all know that Peniel on the home ground is a different kettle of fish. And then for Milnerton, they've got Brackenfell and Belleville, which could be a potential stumbling block for those clubs as well.
It's very interesting. Very interesting. These logs, how they could play out. Let's take a look at Super League C, Donny.
JP, thanks. Super League C, we've got Kraaifontein still topping the log with 47 points, followed closely by Goodwood. Then we've got Scottsdene on 39 and Elsie's River United on 36. Strand number 5 on 35 points, which also closed there, and the bottom of the log is made up by Silvertree, Stellenbosch Coronations, and Northerns.
So you got a bit of a wider spread here.
Yeah, I think with that leg, it's going to be dominated by the two top teams. We had a look at the permutations, and at this point in time, it's definitely between Kraaifontein and Goodwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Elsie's they've still got 4 games in hand. They can still pull 20 points out the bag.
And Strand as well. I think Super C is pretty much the top 5 can still get a promotion.
Absolutely, and I think the key matchup will be on the 29th of August when Kraaifontein take on Goodwood. I think that's going to be the decider. So everybody will look at that fixture with very keen interest.
I think the key game is going to be Elsie's Rafira against Goodwood next week, because that's where Cape Rugby TV is going for Scarp Braai. All right, so that'll be the big decider. And I expect all of you guys to arrive, everybody to come after your games. You get straight in your cars. Don't worry about man of the matches or anything like that. You come straight through to Elsie's.
Unless Donny's not in the bathroom or running away after maybe 10 minutes.
Donny's fine. Because he knows he's got to stay fit and healthy to do Donny's logs.
Okay. Yeah.
Donny's logs!
Yeah, so we'll meet you there.
All right, Donny, take us through the top 9 in the Promotions League here, please.
JP, yes, thanks. The Promotion League, we've got Calmore on 9. It's Busy Bees on 8. All Saints 5. Van der Stel on 5. And the bottom is made up by Rocklands, Elsie's, and Hamadias. And obviously, all those teams, they've only played 2 games thus far. So it's still early days looking at that log.
Yeah, it is early days, but I suppose we are sort of starting to see the colours so far. We know that Kyler Moore and Busy Bees and All Saints, and Van der Stel, in fact, for that matter as well, are threats in that top 9 there.
Mathematically, in the Promotion League, the last year, if you win 5 out of your 8 fixtures, whether it's home or away, then you are secured of this top 3 position. I mean, Calmore and Busy Bees are working really hard. Calmore had a fixture against Peniel in the off season, and they lost by 20 points. But I mean, Peniel is 2 leagues ahead, and I mean, to match yourself towards Peniel Villager, it says a lot about your intentions going forward, you know.
Absolutely, yes.
And Calmore also have a sort of a revival going. Busy Bees and All Saints, they played over the weekend, so I think Busy Bees are definitely walking away with that 4 points, very much happy. So
what is the permutation for the top 3?
So if you at the end of the 8 matches, the top 3 go automatically through, automatically promoted to Super C, and bottom 3 in Super C automatically gets relegated. There's not a playoff like
there's no playoff
in B and A and C and B. So the top 3 in this league, if you end up in the top 3, then you automatically go into Super C.
All right, folks, tonight, of course, there are some games. It's Tygerberg and Stellenbosch, so Mighties have to play at Florida Park. UCT and Hamilton's Hammies playing at the Green Mile. Interesting to see how the results are going at the moment. Then Villages and Vics. All right, so it's going to be a tough game for Villages. They're playing at home against what some people call a second-string Mighty side, and Vics coming off a big win at the moment, so Vics will be very positive. Right, the fixtures this weekend. So it's Club Rugby time, and this is where you want to be. You want to get out to your local club and make sure that you support Club Rugby and all the fans out there. Super League A fixtures first. It's Bellahar up against Hamiltons, and Bellahar have shown just how strong they can be. They're playing at Accordion Park. It's home ground advantage. Before I go to the rest of these fixtures quickly, Lyndon, Bellahar, they could pull a rabbit out the hat.
They already won Hamilton's last year, so I think I'm tipping Bellahar to win Hamilton's.
Oh, that's a big call. Durban are up against Villages. They're playing at home. Villages are going to struggle, Donny.
Yes, I think Durban will be just a bit too strong for Villages. Yeah.
SK Warmers and Helderberg. Well, let's see if they don't forfeit this game.
Yeah.
But it's SK Warmers and Helderberg. And then St. George's and False Bay. Right, Lyndon, let's go to you. This is probably the game that you guys maybe have been thinking about for a while.
Yeah, this is our final home game for the season as well. Yep. We have a good run at our home. Come close to a couple of close losses. Anything's possible on the day. So we'll see how it goes.
And then Donny, it's UWC and Tygerberg, and UWC are going to they're going to have their work cut out for them. They had a narrow victory over Villages, and Tygerberg are playing out of their socks at the moment.
I think both those clubs, they know each other pretty well, because some of the players played for Tygerberg, some of them played for UWC. So
Yeah. And also Tigerberg are playing tonight, so I mean there's only 2 days rest and then you back to your next fixture.
Back to your games again. All right,
Yeah.
Super League B, Franschhoek and Brackenfell. Hands and Hearts are up against Collegians, and I think that might be one of the games to go to, folks. So there you go. It's Hands and Hearts, Collegians this week. And one of the reasons why, for me, Hands and Hearts is such a special, well, not just, by the way, there we go, High Sense, right behind me. Right, folks, what I was saying is that the game of the weekend for me has to be Hands and Hearts against Collegians. Not so much because of the matchup, and I know it's going to be a tough match for both sides, but I believe Hands and Hearts is playing in New Jersey. And when we were talking about this last week, that when a team plays in a New Jersey, they have a new gees. All right, and although Hands and Hearts are nothing short of gees, again, trust me, when you go out of Hands and Hearts, there's fans galore, one of the greatest venues to go to. And I always tell so many people that I know, get down to Hands and Hearts, get down to Aikendale, and come and see how many fans are out there. It's a really good spot to be. So Collegians and Hands and Hearts at Aikendale this coming weekend. Make sure you're down there. Then it's, of course, Kuilsriver are up against Wraithby. Macassar take on Rangers. Paneel take on NK. Union Mill take on Belleville. And Violets are up against Hamlets. Donny, it's home ground for you guys against Wraithby. Can you take Wraithby at home?
JP, yes, we can.
There we go. Thank you very much. That's all we needed. Is that positive enough for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, then, folks, there you go. Wraithby sent in a poster here. Kuilsriver and Wraithby. Oh, Donny, did one of your guys do this, or where did this come from?
That poster was sent in by Wayne Albertine,
Oh, did
our
Wayne do
resident
this?
DJ.
Fantastic. Your resident DJ is not just a musical genius.
And he's the resident MC.
Yeah, no, they're full of talent at
Yeah,
Kuilsriver.
he is, yeah.
In fact, they're the resident karaoke gurus as well.
Okay, so it
If
goes.
you stay long enough,
Yeah, I
Yes.
saw
if
it.
you stay long enough at Kuilsriver,
Yeah.
you get to do one of the 4 karaoke songs that they have on the playlist.
But if you parked in, you can't really leave anyway, so you've got to stay there.
And
So
you've got a choice between Frank Sinatra or
highway on my way.
Frank Sinatra
Or
Frank Sinatra.
Or
Or Engelbert Humperdinck.
There we go. All right. All right. I know Donny Isaacs was doing a few humperdinks there with
very wide
the
selection, eh?
karaoke. All right. Let's take another quick look at the poster there from Wayne and Kuilsriver sending it in. And there you go, guys. Presents Who Let the Dogs Out. And I think that's the opening song. Is that your opening song when the players run on the field, Donny?
When the first team runs out.
When the first team runs out. I must compliment you guys. You were so well organized. You laid the, I know you love a microphone, there's no doubt about Donny and a microphone,
Yep.
but you explained to the crowd all the rules, the technical areas, you then got the crowd ready for the first team, the music was cued. It was so professional, Donny, I must give you all the credit in the world.
Thanks, Japes.
All right, folks, then in Super League C, Blue Jets are up against Silvertree. It's Elsies Raffier against Strand United. It's Kraaifontein against Strand Lunga and Goodwood, Noordlikus and Scottsdene. And then Silverleaf are up against Young Stars and Stelkor are up against Masipumalele. Kickoffs at 4 o'clock. Elsies Raffier, here's another poster that's come in from one of the, probably from Alice Michaels, but who knows. Everybody's contributing so much. Elsies Raffier are up against Strand, of course, and kick-off there for the first team is at 4 o'clock, but don't forget all the other games which start at 3:15, 1:30, and of course at 12:15. Freightmore is their sponsor. I see they've got Solar Partner on as well now. Top 9 Promotions Leagues fixtures coming up this weekend. It's Caledonian Roses who take on Busy Bees. Home team advantage for Kellys, Cullimore and Hamadias, Laguna and Oosterrivier. Rocklands take on All Saints at Rocklands. And in the City League is Progress and Perseverance. Temperance are up against Police. Watsonia, Young Ideas, Western Zebras take on Tech. And that venue, of course, just to be confirmed still. Northern League top 8 fixtures. It's Atlantis and Imikawi, Kailich and Blue Stars, Strand Pioneers and Blake's Whistling Wheels take on a Delft. And by the way, folks, just incidentally, if you want to still play in the Blake's Easter weekend tournament next year, which was a great tournament this year, there are still 4 spots available. So get hold of Aubrey Noble at Blake's. And you can still get one of your teams in the mix there. All right, in the Southern League, it's Bishop Lavis up against Young Wesleys, Richmond Rangers and Peninsula, Thistle and Titans, Young Brothers and Retreat. This week on Twitter, Goodwood tweeted in there in Noordhoek. Great day for rugby. Thanks to the guys from Goodwood. Also on Twitter, False Bay RFC saying Bay Academy boys getting ready for their game against Primrose. #WP Club Rugby at WP Club Rugby. Nice to see the kids on the block and getting shared on social media. Alette Lewis posted 47-24. That was the result against Hamilton's. What a win. #WP Club Rugby by Dorfling T. For the love of #Cape Town post posted on IG, and you see a nice picture of the team there. And then Nico Groenewald, as usual, spoke about Maurits Botha, who popped in at the club where it all started for him. Super NNK, #WP Club Rugby, and #Cape Rugby TV. Those are your hashtags that you want to share, and do that on the weekend. And Lyndon, as I see you posted on the weekend, that #WP Club Rugby was trending.
It was trending and was in the top 5 in South Africa. And and the game wasn't even done yet. So I mean and it trended later on again. So that was brilliant.
I mean, isn't that quite incredible? Across the entire country, they're talking about things like Nkandla, they're talking about Cecil, and they're talking about the news, and then they're talking about Club Rugby in Western Province.
Western Province Club Rugby specifically.
Yeah,
That's
fantastic.
good.
Well, I get calls from Pretoria, JP, of people watching the show. So good.
Yeah.
People in Pretoria watching the show. There we go. The Blue Bulls. One of these days we'll have to fly up and do the Blue Bulls show on a Monday, and then on a Tuesday we'll do the KZN show, and then anyway, folks, that's a wrap from Cape Rugby TV. Donny Isaacs, best of luck for the weekend. We look forward to see you next week for Donny's Vlogs.
JP, yeah, thanks. It was great being here, and looking forward to a great weekend of rugby.
Fantastic. By the way, thanks for hosting me on Saturday. It was absolutely fantastic. The fact that the president of Western Province Rugby was also out there was a real credit to you guys. And Chippy Solomon's also talking and motivating your players after the game. So, yeah, you guys do pull a rabbit out that every time. So, well done. And then, Lyndon, good luck against False Bay.
Thanks.
I know you guys can take them.
We're gonna look forward to the match, and that's about it.
And we will look forward to a stream of tweets to keep the scores going. All right. Nice to have you back as well.
Thanks.
You guys look very sexy in your Cape Rugby
Yeah, we
kit.
do. You don't look too bad yourself. That's good. We compliment each other.
We all compliment each other. Salute, yeah. Salute. There we go, folks. That's a wrap from Cape Rugby TV. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Don't forget to join us this week at Aikendale. Hands and Hearts are up against Collegians. That's a game you want to come to. Come and join us. Come say hello. See you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.